Hey man, this one's for you, Rob, the retro tech dad. I had to review this because it's got a soccer ball and a field goal post. What is this thing? An R36 Max? So it was only a matter of time before somebody copied Powkiddy and their RGB20sx. You know, the 1:1 ratio 4-inch screen that went vertical? Well, that someday is today, and that someone is Game Console, our friends from R36s. So we've got it here. We're going to take a look and unbox, test it out, and find out, is it just a clone? Is it better? Is it worse? What's with this stupid little soccer ball? I don't know. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe, so you never miss an episode of our awesome show here, and leave me a comment. Anyways, let's get to it. All right, deadheads. Here it is, the R36 Max. Now, they also have a model R36 Pro. That is pretty much the same thing, but it is a 3.5-inch screen. This is a 4-inch screen. So today we're taking a look at this one that is mimicking the Powkiddy Rgb20sx. So we have our typical sticker here, high resolution, eye protection, 4-inch, 720 by 720, open source console, R36 Max model, 10 simulators, tens of thousands of games, dual 3D. So far, not too bad on the packaging. What? Presented case screen protector? Okay, that is some messed up English right there. I don't know what that's trying to say. There's the game console logo. There's gamepad, 10 majors, 3D joystick, TF card chip. We got the 128 gig version. Recall your childhood, share the happiness. All right, Rob, I'm sharing the happiness. And on the back here, so here's our specs, so we can look at this real quick. So it is 4-inch IPS OCA, 720 by 720. It is the Rock chip 3326. That's interesting because the Powkiddy and the RGB30 are running the 3566. So a little bit of slip in power there. Mali G31. It's got a gig of RAM and an 8 gig eMMC on board. And then it has a TF card support up to 256 and a single 8-watt speaker. A 4,000 milliamp battery. That's pretty good right there. So we'll see how this does. Probably, because it's a 3326, still no quick charge. Because the function of the CPU's limitation, it may not be compatibilizing all games. Some of the games are not supported as normal phenomenon. Oh, okay, Max, whatever. So let's get this thing open and let's see what it looks like on the inside. Voila! Oh, okay, that's a surprise. I didn't see that coming. There's a case inside of the box. And nothing else. I'm kind of liking this, guys. This is the second time we've opened one of these and it's had a full case inside the box. So that's kind of nice, but nothing else in there. So we'll get that to the side. Unique style. So this is a fairly generic case, but I like the styling on it. Nice design, a carbon fiber type design with the red accent. So this looks pretty good. Anytime you get a case with something, that's not bad. And again, this thing is going on Amazon. It's going for about its typical $75 to $80, but on AliExpress you can find this for about $45. So not bad at all. Let's get it open though, and let's see what it looks like on the inside. Voila! All right, an R36 Max. Now I do want to point out there's no S, so this is R36, not R36s. Who knows if there'll be an R36s Max, that could come, but this is the manual. It's a color manual. Looks pretty nice. Let's get the manual. Well, it's not color, it's color on one page, but there we go. It looks like that's not the English. Here's English. So there's a combination key, select and start. So RetroArch menu, good. It doesn't have that locked out. Select an X, so that's typical. Type C data cable. Again, here's the same specs we saw on the back. And charging instructions, power on and off, how to change the theme. That's pretty nice, so you can change themes. So I don't know if this is running Rock, Nix, Arc OS, an old version of Jellos. We do have a cable here. It is USB, the white USB A to C. Oh, nice. Looks like a screen protector. Okay, that's good. So good to see a case in the box, a screen protector. This is off to a good start, Deadheads, as far as e-waste goes. So we have that screen protector. Pretty decent case, guys. You know, feels nice on the inside. This isn't awful. I don't know what I think about that color combination, like unique style, but that's kind of cool here. Let's get this out of here. And I did go for the red colorway. And yes, that's a tall boy, guys. That is a tall boy. So immediately, all right, Rob, here it is. Boy, that thing jiggles like a, look at that. It jiggles, it spins and jiggles like a soccer ball. What in the world? Oh my God, I cannot believe that. I'm assuming that is a menu button. It's very clicky. And then this here is just some sort of design. I don't know if it's going to light up, but it's just a basic design. And then these square or squircle, we'll call them squirrel circle, squircle, is that a word? Buttons. And oh, not bad. They don't even, I don't think they're connected either. Look at that, they're not connected. Okay guys, once again, looking for that diamond in the rough. We're starting off, well, that started to stick. Look at that, that's sticking, so that's not good. This feels nice. These three feel nice. This one is not doing so nice. So there's our first kind of big issue here. Maybe that's just on my particular one. Are these going to be, yep, they are R3 and L3. And then those are pretty loud. D-pad looks nice. It's got a nice little center. Let's see if it's pivoting. Yeah, not bad. Okay, D-pad feels pretty good. Again, this 4-inch 720 square screen. This hilarious soccer ball. I guess that's what it is, a soccer ball. That's what I'm calling it. And I kind of like the square circle flatness of that. I don't like this one. This one, the Y button's, there's something not right about it. So unfortunately, but we can take a look here on the side. So we do have a TF slot. Looks like we have our reset and we have our power button on this side. On the bottom, we have a DC port and OTG port. And we do have a headphone jack. I don't remember this saying anything about Wi-Fi, so it may not have Wi-Fi, but it has OTG support for handles or other things. Here's our other TF slot, our volume rocker, and nothing on the top. And here's our game console, R36 Max. Again, no S. And these look, these are not bad. They remind me, they stick out a lot like the Powkiddy one. All right, and then we've got the lovely BBL. We've got the Brazilian BBL going on here. So here again for you, Rob. I know you like these. So here's those curves. That thing has got some curves on it. Look at that, guys. That is some hella curves. So let's see how it feels. This is a tall boy. Not bad. It feels pretty good actually. Not bad. Sticks are in a good position. I don't like when they're too close together, so they're spaced far enough for me. Some guys might like it closer together, but this is good. So D-pad feels good. This only thing is this button is sticking, and so again, maybe that's just this model I got, and it's not something that's going to happen with a lot of these. But you know, I got to say this little shape is not bad. Well, let's get this thing fired up and see what it can do. And here we go. R36 Max loading. What do you think? ArcOS? Rocknix? Emuelec? Something worse? I don't know. Let's find out. So, Emulation Station. All right, let's see here. Lots of choices. I'm looking for any tools, options. So I don't see any options or tools here. That's not doing anything. Okay, Emuelec. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately it's just Emuelec, but being that this is a 3326, hopefully we can get some custom firmware on this thing. It looks like it is running Emuelec 4.7 at least. Emuelec is not my favorite. Boot video randomized. So this all looks pretty much typical. External mount, so we can external, of course, the danger zone, game settings. Let's see what kind of theme sets they have. An XF book, so that's a theme I hadn't seen, and here's something. Let's see what this is. All right, so they kind of took some of these themes and just made them a little bit more particular for this. And then these all look typical. This ArcOS Carbon, that's one I like to use quite a bit. All right, I think I'm going to stay with the theme that they shipped it with, though, because that looks pretty nice. XF book, and there's a configuration. Oh, must apply the theme first. Deadheads. And 7x7. Let's take that down. I don't like that many shown. Let's go 4x4. On a 4-inch screen, let's do 4x4. And we're going to do US, animated game list openings, aspect ratio, 5:4. Why would you do that? This is supposed to be a 1-to-1 screen. I guess 5:4 is as close as you're going to get on this. It's not a 1-to-1. That's kind of bizarre and silly. Vertical, yeah, we're doing vertical. Blue logo color. Let's go with purple. All right, so I kind of like how they modified this theme. It looks pretty good in the vertical. I may use this theme on some other handhelds. But this is a 3326. There should be no surprises here as far as how this plays. Emuelec, of course, has its own issues to deal with. But, you know, with 1-to-1, something like the Game Boy Color usually looks good. Let's look here. We've got a decent set, scraped videos. So it looks like it's scraped okay. Don't see any repeats. We've come a long way from the days of them shipping just really bad ROM sets that aren't. And look, there's that unique style. All right, so that's filling the screen nicely. I don't know if it's stretched. Let's see if I'm going to. It said yes. Okay, so we have access to our RetroArch. Let's see what we're running in. What is our video? So we have it at a 1-to-1 aspect ratio. Okay, so it is running. Let's just integer scale it though. And we'll take a look here. This is one of the games that I've been playing recently, and that looks good. The screen looks good. This is very likely a screen that we have been seeing on the 20, on the RGB30. This is probably just a very similar screen here. Let's listen to the sound here. I have a bottom firing speaker. Sound is pretty good. No, it's front facing speaker. My apologies. It's coming out here. So that's your speaker. Yeah, speaker's right there. Oh look, these are heart shaped. I didn't even notice that, guys. So not only do we have a soccer ball, we have a heart shape. So Looks good. Good viewing angle. Look at that. If I can get the shadow off of here. So pretty good viewing angle. Yep, it's playing fine. D-pad feels good. Again, I'm having issues on mine with this button, but as I'm using it, it's getting a little better. And this being Game Boy Color, it's just a 2-button system. So I take it over in Europe, this was probably a big series because I don't remember these characters, but I've seen them in lots of games. So not sure if I just missed out or they were not nearly as popular in the States. But let's try something a little more demanding. Of course, something like PSP and Dreamcast are going to load, but they're not going to play great. N64 is really out of the question. I mean, it may load, but it's not really going to play very well. But thankfully, we do have access to RetroArch. So they have loaded quite a bit of Dreamcast on here. So let's just see. We'll play some Donald Duck. On a 1-to-1 aspect ratio, this is going to, it's going to look okay. You don't want to stretch it. You know, 4:3, but not bad. That's not terribly thick. I think we're still running it at a 1-to-1. And you can hear that crackle. Dreamcast, again, is not really ideal for this CPU-GPU combo. Calling it a max, this really should have had a 3566 or something better. And, you know, the Pro could have had the 3326 with a smaller screen. So don't really understand that, why they dipped down here. But yeah, that's typical what we're expecting for the 3326. And I think we're probably at a 1-to-1 ratio here. Yeah, we're running one. So let's change that ratio and let's go to a 4:3 native. Oops. So you do have black bars, not using the full real estate. But I think it looks better than the 1-to-1, which is stretching it a bit. So this is just not even a strong 3326. Dun, dun. I really like this game. I've been playing quite a bit of this. The PS2 version is probably my favorite. It's a little bit different. So look at that. Analog's not set up or working. Controls are not working. Again, this is just how it came to me stock. And I imagine, you know, if you buy this for someone that doesn't have any experience like we do, that would be very frustrating if this is not really working. So again, custom firmware can possibly fix and make a lot of this a lot better, but that's just not, it's very disappointing, guys, that out of the box, it's got a lot of games that are not really going to play right, and it's not even set up right. Although they did a good job with the curating and the scraping, they probably just copied this from someone else. So let's go into a little bit of PSX here. Do some Bloody Roar 2. We'll just keep the theme going. We did Bloody Roar 2 on the E5 Plus. Let's talk about the things that I liked and did not like, and we'll start with what I do not like. So unfortunately, my unit has a sticky button here, so that's definitely not good. I give them credit for trying something with this squircle design, and the way that your thumb can feel flat on this, I kind of like this. I'd like to see someone else try this that makes way better buttons. I don't hate this square. Let me turn it down because it's pretty loud. So it looks like it's defaulting everything into the 1-to-1, which is not awful, but you can tell it doesn't look completely natural. So yeah, the button design is interesting, but these buttons are just not that great. At least they're not connected. That's one bonus to it. The sticks are just your very generic basic sticks. It looks like click. I don't really get the soccer ball thing or the little theme like that. That's just, I don't get it. So don't really like it that much. These back here are a bit stiff, the L2 and R2. They're just a little bit stiff. So don't really like that a whole lot. The speaker being front facing, that's nice and it's decent. I also just don't like that they use the same old 3326. If you're going to call this a Max, you can't use the same CPU. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I guess Max indicates because it's 4 inches, but I don't know. I don't really agree with that. So let's talk about some of the things that I do like. I do like the screen. The screen is, as all these 1x1 aspect 720p screens we've seen, it's good and sharp, has good angles, good color saturation. It's a good looking screen. I like the price that this thing is hitting at on AliExpress. It's hitting between $45, and with the Black Friday deals coming up, I bet it's going to go under $40. So I think that's pretty good. If you could get this for $40 or under, it's not bad. It's just not built as nice as our friends at R36s. So, but this is just a much better build quality. And it's obvious this is not coming from the same factory, because if these guys did this, I would like it a lot better. So this again is another knockoff that is attempting to capitalize on what is one of the greatest surprise, handhelds we've had, the R36s, the original real R36s. I do like and applaud for them trying something different with the square here, and the little sucker thing. It's not for me, but the little design, I like that they tried that. The plastic that they use is pretty good. That's not bad. It doesn't feel completely cheap, even though they're going cheaper. I do like that you get a 128 gig card, which does have good curated games. So if anything, even though you don't want to keep using this card, you are getting access to a decent library. So I think that that's a positive. I didn't even look to see what kind of card it is, but I doubt it's anything of value. But let's look real quick and just make sure it's not like a Samsung. But I'm almost guaranteed that's not what it's going to be. But let's just pop the card out here and let's just see. That came out pretty easy. Nope, that's just a very generic card there, 128 gigs. So you do have a nice little curated library. If this is your first handheld, you're at least getting some good games here. I can't recommend this over this at nearly the same price point. I don't think the 1x1 ratio screen is worth it. And frankly, the Powkiddy Rgb20sx has dropped in price. Spend a little more, get the 20sx. It's got the better CPU. It's got the same beautiful screen, and it's just going to be a better made handheld. Or stick with the R36s. This new pink colorway just came in, so here's a look at it, guys, if you wanted to see what that looks like, this beautiful pink and white. This is the actual R36, none of that K36 or fake business. I'll leave a link in the description where you can pick this up. But yes, unfortunately, I had very high hopes for this, but I'm going to say that overall, this just isn't doing it for me. This would have to be coming in at $25 or under to get me to even really think about recommending it. So unfortunately, guys, I didn't get a gem here. It's, it is what it is. It's got a nice design on the back. It feels comfortable in the hands. It's got a beautiful screen, but the rest of it's just not very good, including the stock software, which is just, you know, I'm sick of seeing that. We're open source, and there's plenty of people working so hard to bring awesome open source software. So why do we continue to use software that is not being actively improved upon? So anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments, but this is a pass. But if you disagree with me, let me know. If you pick one of these up, leave us a comment, let us know. I'll revisit this if custom firmware comes out and saves it. Maybe this will be better, but this is my initial review and unboxing of the R36 Max. And remember to love your hugged ones and hug your loved ones, because tomorrow's never promised. We'll see you next time, Deadheads. Dead Fred out.